Pursue your passion or stick to that 9 to 5. Blood is thicker than water. Unless, of course, your family is toxic. Fire your boss. But maybe wait a year. Start a side hustle already. Maybe focus on your main job. Niche down. Or don't. Ever notice how everyone's got advice to dish out these days? Yours truly included? From your well-meaning grandma to that random guy on Facebook, and content creators from the wildly successful to the gloriously inexperienced. Everyone's got an opinion to how you should live your life. The thing is, most of this advice is more about their experience than yours. And if it doesn't pan out, guess who's facing the fallout? That's right, not them. With so many conflicting tips out there, it's no wonder you're confused. Some advice seems inspiring, but not immediately applicable, while other pieces sound lame, but could very well be what you need. So how do you navigate this maze of guidance and mentorship, tips and tricks, without ending up in a mess of regret? Let's dive into 5 ways to keep your sanity, think clearly, and survive this avalanche of advice everyone's throwing your way. Number 1, consider the source. Think of advice like food at the buffet. Some dishes are a feast for the soul, while others are better left untouched. Before you take a bite, ask yourself, who is serving up this advice? Is it someone with a proven track record? Or just your perpetually single uncle giving relationship tips? What gives this advisor the authority to offer such wisdom? If the advice comes from someone with genuine experience and success in that area, it's likely worth considering. If not, it might be best to pass, just like that dubious casserole. If your friend who's always broke starts giving you financial advice, you might want to be cautious. But if the advice comes from someone who's successfully navigated the financial landscape, maybe that's a dish worth sampling. Number 2, evaluate the fit. Not all advice fits every situation. Imagine wearing a winter coat on a beach vacation. What worked wonders for someone else might not work for you because, well, you're not them. Before you dive in, ask yourself, does this advice suit my goals, life, and personality? And remember, just because a piece of advice doesn't fit right now, doesn't mean it's useless. Think of it as an option that might become relevant later. Say your ambitious colleague advises you to quit your job and start a business because, according to this workmate, you have what it takes to be the most successful entrepreneur. But if the idea of losing a steady paycheck gives you cold sweats, that advice might not be the best fit for you, at least not yet. Instead, you might want to consider starting a side hustle first and keeping that entrepreneurial advice in your back pocket for when you're ready. Number 3, balance instincts with logic. You know that little voice inside your head? Sometimes it's spot on, and other times it's just way off. Balancing your gut feeling with a dash of logic is crucial. If a piece of advice doesn't sit right with you, don't just dismiss it. Take a moment to explore why. Then weigh the pros and cons to see if it truly makes sense for your situation. Sometimes it's about taking the dive, knowing it might not be the perfect decision, but still being open to the experience. For example, if your gut is telling you that moving to a new city for a job might be a mistake, don't ignore it outright. Instead, list out what you gain and what you lose. It might turn out to be the right move, or it might be your gut saving you from a potential nightmare. Balancing that inner voice with logical assessment can help you make a more informed choice. Number 4, test the waters. Before you dive headfirst into someone's advice, why not test it out? Think of it as dipping your toe into the pool instead of cannonballing into the deep end. Start small and see how it goes before deciding to go all in. After all, your friend with old money might find it easier to go all in from the start, but if you have a family to feed, you might want to start small and adjust as needed. Number 5, adapt and adjust. Here's the thing about advice. It's not one size fits all, and it's definitely not set in stone. Sometimes you need to tweak it to fit your unique situation, especially as your life evolves. After all, you know your circumstances best. Example: your mentor swears by early mornings for productivity, but you are a night owl who thrives after dark. Why not adapt that advice to suit your energy peaks? Work late and sleep in, same principle, just on your terms. It's all about catching the spirit of the advice and customizing it to fit your life rather than sticking to it verbatim. At the end of the day, advice is just that, advice. It's not a rule book, and it's definitely not gospel. So consider the source, make sure it fits, balance your gut with rational considerations, test it out, and adapt it to suit your own needs. That way, you'll be making decisions that work for you, not just blindly following someone else's script. It's your life after all, and you're responsible for it. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and smash that notification bell like it's a bad piece of advice you're trying to dodge. Thanks for tuning in to School Never Teach, where we dish out life lessons that your textbooks missed. Good luck out there, and remember, take every piece of advice with a pinch of salt, including those suggested in this video, and filter wisely.